Oh man, so we got an update on the situation with Jaguar Wright. We got Meek Mill responding to the Piers Morgan apology after Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer Alex Spiro pressed Piers Morgan, it made him say dada on his platform, X, Y, and Z. I said something specifically wrong. I said they took down the Jaguar Wright interview, but he specifically took down any allegations that was made about Beyonce and Jay-Z on that interview. The interview is still posted on the page, all right? Okay, now we also got Alex Spiro himself speaking to TMZ. We're gonna tap into that. Hold on tight. But then I'm gonna talk to y'all in my comment section that just feel some type of way about me not wanting Jaguar Wright to be my source for credible information that I share to you. And we will talk about that later. Hold on tight. Let's get into it, all right? So Meek Mill says right here in response to this little Piers Morgan apology, he says, fuck is going on, a silent war? And if y'all missed that, let's tap back into what Piers Morgan had to say after being pressed by Alex Spiro, Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer.
Well, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So that's that right there. Now, you can't please some people, bro. First it was, why they not suing her? Why they just letting her say what she want to say? That mean it must be true because they not suing her. They rather rely on people being smart enough to be able to discern with the information that they're receiving, then sue her. Because at the end of the day, it's harder to prove slander as a celebrity. You have to prove that your life is being affected. But to be honest, most people don't believe the things that come out of Jaguar Wright's mouth, or they don't even tap into the platforms that show her. But if you go on Piers Morgan platform, a bigger platform, one that holds more weight on a mainstream level, I don't give a damn if it's on YouTube. Piers Morgan, the same show, Piers Morgan Uncensored, was once shared by Fox and several other major platforms. Now, starting February this year, it's been exclusively on YouTube. But at once, this was a major platform on Fox, meaning he still has a team, meaning in the future they may want to go ahead and sell or shop, distribute whatever they have filmed before to bigger distributors. The man does numbers, he makes money. So if you platform someone that is spreading lies about me, if it didn't make sense to sue them because it'll lose me money, but you actually can give me something for my pain and suffering because you have a big enough platform to go ahead and spread a narrative about me that people will believe, then I'm gonna go ahead and sue you because you should know better. But like I told y'all, you can't win for losing. People were once saying why they aren't suing Jaguar Wright for what she's saying, but now they're threatening Piers Morgan for what she was saying. And people saying, oh, a hit dog holler. It must be some truth to it because now they're trying to defend themselves. You can't have it both ways, man. You talking to both sides of your fucking neck. You can't have it both ways, man. If Jay-Z and Beyonce did some foul shit, we will cross that road when we get there, when we have some evidence. But I don't give a damn about being first. I give a damn about being right. So when or if evidence comes out that gives grounds to prosecute Jay-Z and Beyonce for doing foul shit, that's when their feet will be held to the fire. Until then, let's continue this video. So me continue to say Jaguar Wright is like Quilly speaking for Philly. And why do these people have more of a voice than the thoroughbred people? So Quilly is one of the people that's, that speaks on him on a lower scale on the Philly shit. But like I told y'all before, we're gonna tap into Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer speaking on TMZ, man.
This must have been shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims.
All right, so pause real quick right there. When a black man says that, like myself telling y'all, I expect that platform to have more journalistic integrity, not because he's white, because he's a journalist. That should supposedly be respected. I hold him to a higher regards to go ahead and vet the source, rather than real life productions or whomever they want to have Jaguar Wright on the show, whatever. I hold him to a higher regards. And if he's on that platform, then you should be expected to be sued or held accountable because people think that you vet. People think that you vet your sources. So whatever you take into platform, they will go ahead and respect more. So I'm just saying people shit on me for saying what this man is saying the same damn thing. He's a lawyer. He's also the lawyer that was hired by Tupac's family to investigate Diddy for his involvement in the murder of Tupac Shakur. So this same man is working to go ahead and shit on Diddy. Same man. So in this situation, I just don't have any evidence of any games being played. You can't talk out of both sides of your necks. If Diddy's been doing some foul shit and this dude is working trying to hold him accountable for doing foul shit, but at the same damn time, he's like, nah, Diddy be doing some foul shit, but this shit kind of wild. And then my client, although I have an incentive to go ahead and represent my client, you can have that, y'all can have that. But at the same damn time, I'm still working to persecute the person that we all know to be a villain in this big story, whatever. But let me shut my black ass up and let y'all continue listening to someone that you might believe over me, because y'all know how y'all get down.
Yeah, to get clicks, but lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims. And by doing that to get clicks, it didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was to drone out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing case, in an ongoing investigation. And that was too much for me.
Are you in the process of making sure that it is taken down everywhere?
What I am here to say is that in a situation as serious as this, somebody who puts themselves out as a journalist should not effectively take advantage of the situation and exploit somebody in this way. And so that's the real reason for action.
Does it strike you a little bit that there's been a lot of silence in Hollywood in the wake of all of this?
Well, as to the Carters, I can tell you that when they put their foot down on something as they did here, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and make sure right from wrong, then who can? I've always believed that the truth will come out in courtrooms, and I'm sure the truth will come out.
Once again, the point remains that he's putting his foot down, and it's a point I wanted to respond to over here. Let me give
you a little bit.
Self out as a journalist should not effectively take advantage of the situation and exploit somebody in this way.
So he says someone who puts themselves out as a journalist should not take advantage of a situation and exploit someone in this way. Jaguar Wright, children, has confirmed that she has mental health issues. I have family members that have mental health issues. Sometimes, a great deal of times, they say things that are true, but their mental health causes them to exaggerate the truth. Okay? So Jaguar Wright could have experienced some trauma. That's why I don't come in here and say she's a liar. I have never said that she's a liar because I don't know. But her truth may be exaggerated because of her mental health. You have a lawyer here speaking. That could play into why they can't sue her. I don't know if you are someone that studies law, help me out. If she has issues with mental health, and people may have told her things, she's talking about shit that's relevant today with a lot of different people, and she ain't been in the industry like that in a long damn time. If she's getting third-party information from people, or she's believing certain things, and based on her skewed perception, it may be hard to prove slander when it comes to her specifically because of her mental health issues. You have that issue, and then on top of that, you have it's nothing to gain from it as well. So you lean on the audience's ability to discern what's the truth versus entertainment. and you leave it at that. But when you go to a reputable journalist such as Piers Morgan, even though people may be on a different side of his opinions, but the facts that he uses to arrive to his opinions, they have a history of being more consistent than a tabloid or whatever. That's when we have a problem, because once again, people hold that platform to a higher journalistic integrity than any other platform that this young lady has been on before. All right, now let's get deep into this. Now I want to show y'all how I process shit, and we're gonna start with this. We had Torre speaking. Torre is speaking on Jaguar Wright and saying this is the end of the Jaguar Wright clown show. Torre is a journalist, a writer, worked on MSNBC. He's well credited, has his own issue. So he's a perfect example as far as why I would trust him as a source versus a Jaguar Wright as a source. Let's walk through this whole situation. Hold on tight.
So we have come to the end of the Jaguar Wright sideshow. No serious media organization will have her on after what happened at Piers Morgan. Piers is a hack, and he showed that in this situation, mainstreaming, platforming someone who has mental illness and not disclosing that, a conspiracy theorist who has no idea what she's talking about. Jaguar Wright had been living peacefully in the internet fever swamps, the conspiracy theory back alleys, where if you wanted to go way down the YouTube rabbit hole and listen to what the drunk auntie was saying off in the corner, you could find her. But she was not meant for polite company. She was never meant for serious media. Piers Morgan is not serious media, but now that Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer has sent a serious cease and desist letter, sending Piers to the camera to apologize like a chastened and spanked little boy who's done wrong, no one else could even consider taking Jaguar seriously and giving her an interview. It's just as well, she does not deserve to be taken seriously.
Let's go to the comments. Because just because he's opposing to Jaguar Wright's stories, people think this, shit like this, all right? This clown was at the parties, picture with him and Diddy. Conspiracy theorists, shake my head. Did Tory apologize for abusing women or something like that? We'll talk about that. Must have been a guest of honor at Diddy's party, blase. So people are accusing him of being cool with Diddy X, Y, and Z. But Tory has been talking shit about Diddy this whole damn past year. You feel me? Tap into this right here.
The Diddy situation is personal for me. I take no joy in the man's downfall. I just want to see justice. But I too felt his wrath. I knew this man for decades. I interviewed him many times. I went to some of his PG-rated parties. We had a professional relationship until something happened. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. Many years ago, someone I loved immensely needed a break, and I called Puff and I said, hey, can you take my family member on as an intern? And he did. I thought the Bad Boy internship program would be something that might accelerate this young person's career. Obviously, I had no knowledge at that time of the deviance that we all now know about. I had never before asked Puff for a favor, for a personal favor, but for someone I loved, for someone young, for someone who needed a break, I said, this is the time to do it. For about 3 months, everything went great. The internship was very exciting, and then one day it abruptly ended after Puff said to my family member, either come home with me for the night or the internship is over. He said no. At the time, all I knew was that the internship ended abruptly. I didn't find out what happened until years later. When I found out what had really happened, I was shocked. I was mortified. I was angry. I was upset on behalf of the family member that I had put into a horrible position. And I was blown away that Puff would do that to my family. Why didn't I speak out then? At the time, I didn't think that I'd be believed. I thought I can't connect this with some larger pattern of behavior, him doing this to other people. Who knows how people will take this? Someone commented that I enabled him by saying nothing, and I think that word is too big to be truly accurate in this situation. I did not save him from a story that could have sank him. He was so powerful, I knew I had to come with more than that to make a dent. My story did not have the power to change people's minds about him. Some stories, for sure, can change the world, but some stories need the right time and the right context to be believed.
I hear that. And I'll give y'all this. That could be true for Jaguar Wright situation with anything she may say about Jay-Z. That's why I continue to say I don't care to fact check her or to call her a liar. If it comes out in the future that she was right, okay. But she cannot be my main source to validate a story. She cannot. She will not. She will never be. Okay, now back to Touré. I'm gonna get more into that, but back to Touré. This person says, didn't Touré get hit with his own sexual allegations? It's crazy because
the Diddy situation.
As I'm thinking this, as he's telling the story, I'm thinking that Diddy probably was cool with trying to try his cousin because he probably thought that Touré was gay because of the way that he speaks. But based on Touré's allegations, Touré ain't gay at all. Touré may be a fan, he may be a fan, but the way that Touré handle his situation makes me consider him a better source for whatever he's saying versus Jaguar Wright, you feel me? Because once again, this nigga ain't on some shit like protect all the elitists in Black Hollywood. No, he would go ahead and tell the truth if he believes some shit to be the truth based on what I'm saying. And also, if he gets caught in some shit, we'll talk about it. Let's get to it. So like I've been saying, matter of fact, shout out to the Joe Budden Clips, the chat nigga 101 for using my damn thumbnail. I must make decent thumbnails. People be using my shit, but I remember I seen academics use my thumbnail and the exact same title for one video of mine before. But I must make some good thumbnails. People don't acknowledge me, but they know I exist though. It is what it is. I'm coming. Pause. Okay, so I'm seeing the chat in my comment section when it comes to Jaguar Wright. I see the thumbs down and shit. Not that much, but some people. But I'm gonna tell you why I prefer news coming from someone like Touré versus Jaguar Wright. See, we gonna use the example of newspapers versus tabloid magazines, alright? I will always trust a newspaper before a tabloid magazine. That's Touré in this example. Newspapers are held to a higher level of journalistic integrity. They tend to fact check more, and the writers are taught to share evidence of their claims to support that shit. But I understand they can twist narrative and share misinformation. But that's when my intelligence comes into play, and I use discernment based on the facts that are provided. But if things are blatantly wrong, they usually come back and issue retractions. And even if they're criticized for their personal issues, they usually would take accountability for what they've done. Now, let's tap into Touré's situation that people have been talking about. There's a lady that said that he was being freaky dicky with her on the set. Touré says, on the show, our team, including myself, engaged in edgy cross banter that at the time I did not think was offensive for our tight-knit group, and I'm sorry for my language and for making her feel uncomfortable in any way. As a lead on the show, I should have refrained from this behavior. I have learned and grown from this experience. Imagine you on a set with a bunch of ladies for whatever show, and you flirt. You flirting, motherfucker, you flirting. Time passed and she said that flirting was sexual harassment. How do you feel about that? But let's talk about a tabloid magazine. Y'all know the tabloid magazines that be at the checkout counter at the local grocery store, you feel me? You know, those shits are full of stories with rumors about celebrities. You know, they post whatever is salacious and sensationalized to capture the eyes of the readers. And if the story is actually real, they add sauce to it to be more salacious to entertain their viewers. For instance, let's go back to Jaguar Wright. So it's been confirmed that R. Kelly and Aaliyah had an inappropriate relationship. From that story being that right there, Jaguar Wright went to team up with a woman claiming that she was R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter. If y'all familiar with his background, y'all know Jaguar Wright always there. This is the woman right here.
What made you want to share this information with the world? Because sometimes some people will know these things and they'll take it to their grave.
I sound like I'm crazy. It's gonna be hard to prove, but I know from my heart and the fact that they went so hard to try to dispel what I've been saying.
You don't resemble R. Kelly and Leah to a T.
Yeah.
What would you say to that as far as someone saying that, hey, you don't look like your dad, you don't look like your mother? You know, normally...
I have two words, DNA and biology. Everybody don't look like their parents. Somebody look like their grandparents. Somebody look like their great-great-grandparents or the great-auntie. That's how life is. And
they do all kinds of wild shit. And then they fuck up. And then they want to erase reality like it never happened.
Yeah.
And there are so many of these children who are victims and casualty of their narcissistic, sociopathic ways.
Do y'all think this is R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter? I'm tapping my feet. I know you can't see it, but I'm tapping my fucking feet. Do you think that this is R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter? If you say yes, all I'm gonna say is God bless you. I love you. God bless you though. Alright? But if you don't think this is R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter, and you say, oh, I ain't see Jaguar Wright in that video, even though you heard the voice. I ain't see Jaguar Wright in that video. Here is her and Jaguar Wright together right here. You know, in this situation, that's Jaguar Wright's husband. That we gonna come back. I believe that's the husband. We can come back and talk about bro in a second. Hold on tight.
You kind of remind me of R. Kelly's mom.
That's Jaguar Wright. If you guys don't know, that's Jaguar Wright, and that's the girl in the background, Aaliyah's daughter, and R. Kelly and Leah's daughter.
I believe that too.
You kind of look like Miss Joanne Kelly.
With my hair.
To me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the hair now. Oh my God, yeah. Oh wow.
Why she look like R. Kelly mama? To me.
We got the same head shape and all.
Face
Why don't y'all
shape,
go check that out?
yeah. Chin, everything.
I got my granddad nose.
Why don't y'all go check that out? The nose, the cheekbones,
Chin,
the jawline.
face structure.
She looked like Joanne Kelly to me.
That's how DNA works. You don't only look like your parents. You look like your parents' parents and the parents' parents and the parents' parents. You can look like any one of your family members. If you didn't know biology, now you know.
Right.
Yes, friend.
People cannot believe.
My.
Yes, we are live.
They doubt.
Facebook and Twitter.
They doubt.
We are live.
They doubt me all the time.
All right, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. Let me try to find a picture of R. Kelly mama, because I want to let y'all have it. You want to have it? I'm going to let y'all have it, all right? Okay, this is a side-by-side picture for y'all, because I want y'all to have it. If y'all want this, have it, bro. Is this enough for y'all? They look alike? Let me know. Let me know. Y'all want another one? Is enough for y'all? They look alike? Let me know. You can have it. It's tough to see, but you can have it. If you want that, you can have it. It's okay. And I'm gonna say it right here. Sorry, ain't enough for me. Ain't enough for me. I'm not believing that shit, man. Shit like that made me want to take everything that come from this source, Jaguar Wright, with a grain of salt, because I feel like sometimes she be insulting my intelligence, dog. Come on now. And then you look into the actual person. You look into the actual person that's telling these stories. And you see that they're out of their goddamn mind, them damn selves. They're out of their damn mind, them damn selves, to make you think twice, like, what are we doing? I seen this video a long time ago. That's why I get confused when people are taking this lady so seriously. This is the aftermath of her throwing her dead son's ashes onto people that she got some issue with, including her husband that y'all just seen her with in that video. She then goes into a car while being calmed down by a member of a sex cult. If you guys know about Nature Boy, this dude is a member of that goddamn dude's cult. While being calmed down by a dude, and she then rubs the son's ashes on her face.
This. Oh my this. Oh my son. Oh my son.
But God's
they're all dead.
No,
they're all dead. They're all dead. They're all dead.
God.
This. on my desk.
I'm sorry that we gotta cover this, but I got to. I got to, because I gotta make sense of this as far as why I'm not going to take every single thing this lady say seriously, dog. And y'all mad at me for that? For looking at this and thinking I gotta pump my brakes on everything she say. You're mad at me for that? Y'all lost y'all goddamn mind. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Because the story sounds even crazy when you realize that she was up to some bullshit on her own. So she, in this video, claims to be a sex trafficker herself. To be extorting people herself.
Cause I got 25 years of information, videotapes, text messages, pictures. See, when you're a pimp and you work in the music industry, it was easy money. See, I'm pimping. I'm at the shows. I invite the girls. And the girls come and they take the pictures and they go back to the hotel and then they drain these niggas' pockets and they come back and they pay me my money. That's how stupid all these niggas is. They didn't know half of the whores that they was screwing was working for me. Now what they need to go back and think about is how many cameras were on them. After y'all passed out from having sex and they would wake up and go through your phone. See? Y'all really don't know how much I know about you. All that patience. Letting y'all niggas make it. Letting you get nice and fat. Letting you collect all your statues. Letting y'all do all that. Knowing everything I knew about you. I would watch the Grammy Awards and just go through my device.
Ain't it the same shit she accusing Diddy of? Ain't this the same exact thing she accusing Diddy of? What are we doing here? Do you care about the victims? Or do you just care to tear down powerful people because they're celebrities and it's fun and salacious stories to talk about people that's in position that you prefer to be in yourself? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? She's laughing. She thinks it's cool. She's admitting to being a pimp herself. Trafficking is pimping. That's sex trafficking. And then saying she extorted people. I don't believe none of this shit to be true that she's saying. I think she's batshit crazy. My thing is, what's your narrative with this story that you're telling? My thing is, I think you just saying shit, man. But with so many different things that's happened in the industry, I've heard people say things about Diddy in the past before. I've heard this shit. I've heard people say that nigga's too freaky for his own damn good. I've heard people say that he was gay. Now there's things about him doing criminal stuff. These are things that are new to me. I'm not denying him. And if those things are true, then he should be prosecuted by the law. But me, myself personally, I'm not going to take her as an independent source. If you don't have the mental capacity to understand that I'm giving her grace for having some mental health issues and saying that her perception may be skewed and some things that she's saying may be rooted in some truth, but other things may be exaggerated, then I ain't got shit else to tell you. I'm telling you what I believe. I'm not gonna sit here and hold on to every single thing this woman is saying. I don't think that's fair to her. And I think that's why she's not being sued. If you want to, cool. Could the stress and trauma that she experienced in this crazy ass music industry with people like Diddy in it contributed to her mental health issues? That is possible to be true. But I'm not gonna hang on to every single word that this lady says. And that's okay. And I hope you do the same thing. Let me know what you guys say in the comment section below. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace, man. Yo.